So just a few brief remarks. This was a very useful talk that we just heard because you got the sense of time dilation of what happens close to the horizon of a black hole. This was an amazing conference. I personally learned a lot, and I think many of us share this feeling that it was an unusual interdisciplinary exchange of ideas. We would very much welcome all the participants to come and visit us at the Black Hole Initiative. You saw some of the activities that we have, but in general, if you want to spend time, just let us know. And as we discussed before, the main purpose of the BHI is to establish a culture of people that cross disciplines, math, physics, astronomy, and philosophy. My concluding remark boils down to a bet that we have with Andy Strominger. If you remember, when you got the Breakthrough Prize, you said that you believe the information paradox will be solved before a relativistic spacecraft will be demonstrated, because there is this project Starshot. And I just wanted to put, well, we can we can talk about the monetary details later, but the reason I bring this up is there is an interesting coincidence in terms of numbers, that if you accelerate at 1g, which is the acceleration we feel here on Earth. So if you board a spacecraft that moves at 1g, you would basically feel just as we do in this room. And if you do that for a year, you will reach the speed of light. You can actually traverse the universe in about several decades if you keep accelerating at 1g, because you will get a very high Lorentz factor. So it would feel, I mean, the issue is just the energy. How do you provide an engine that will keep pushing us at 1g for more than a year, or even a year? But if we imagine that we can board such a spacecraft, then we can go and visit the nearest black hole. And many of the discussions we had, the hypothetical questions about what a black hole looks like, could be solved by a field trip in one of the future BHI conferences. And that's why it's so crucial.
Who are you volunteering to go?
Unima. Well, I actually recommend to many of my friends that work on string theory to test the theory experimentally. I mean, after all, we don't have a lot of experimental tests, and one obvious one is near the singularity.
I suspect you have ulterior motives.
But it's actually this bet that we have with Andy has practical consequences, because if we were to build a relativistic spacecraft, we could actually, instead of debating whether black holes exist, visit one of them. And so I wanted to close this conference with this thought. Thank you all for coming.